The Denver Broncos' deep playoff run just shifted from a dream scenario into a nightmare in the blink of an eye. I have never in my life been on an emotional roller coaster quite like this, going from the absolute peak of jubilation, celebrating a statement win that proved we have our franchise quarterback, to getting absolutely gut-punched by reality. Before we dive into the heartbreak and the surprising reason why our season is not over, do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can get through this playoff madness together. I have to be honest with you guys, I am devastated right now. But let me be clear, I am not sad because I think the season is finished. You are going to hear exactly why I believe we are still in this fight, and I actually have data that suggests we might have a bizarre competitive advantage next week. But I am broken-hearted for Bo Nix. I have never felt this specific type of pain for a player before. It is agonizing to picture the Denver Broncos potentially winning a Super Bowl and handing that Lombardi trophy to anyone other than the man who got us there. Bo absolutely deserves that moment. To watch him ball out of control, to go toe-to-toe and outduel an NFL MVP like Josh Allen, only to get hit with the news that he has a broken ankle? It is cruel. How is it possible that the single greatest moment of our fandom in the last decade can instantly turn into one of the most painful? Let's walk through how this went down, because the way this news broke was chaotic. Sean Payton had finished his celebratory press conference. I had just finished screaming at the TV, recording a video about how incredible that win was, thinking about how we just did what nobody thought we could do. The cameramen were packing up. The reporters were closing their laptops. It was pandemonium in the stadium. And then, Sean Payton walks back in. You could see he had already dismissed the team, it looked like he had changed into the clothes he was going to leave in. He came back to the podium and dropped the bomb. He basically said, "Look, the team is off tomorrow, I won't see them until Monday, and there is no way I can keep this information locked down until then." So, he told the team and the world at the exact same time, Bo Nix has fractured a bone in his ankle. He is out for the remainder of our playoff run. It sounds insane just saying it out loud. Now, I've done some digging. Bo has suffered this injury a couple of times in his career before. The silver lining for the long-term future of the franchise is that, based on medical data, the absolute maximum recovery time is 6 months. He will absolutely be back for the start of the preseason, and knowing Bo, he is going to attack his rehab harder than anyone in their right mind. We also know that Bo was out in the hallway with his family, and through Sean Payton, he wanted to make sure everyone knew that, because of his faith, he believes God has a plan for him. But because he has been through this injury twice before, there is no doubt in my mind that he knew exactly what happened the moment it occurred. I've watched the replay of the injury. It wasn't on the kneel down as some people originally reported. It was a play earlier that, honestly, didn't seem like the smartest decision at the time, but we aren't going to nitpick that now. It wasn't a dirty hit. It wasn't malicious. It was just football. But he broke his ankle on that play. And if you want to know everything you need to know about the character of Bo Nix, think about this: how would it feel to have your ankle snapped, and then immediately get up and throw a catchable ball to Marvin Mims? If there hadn't been pass interference on that play, Marvin Mims walks off with a touchdown from a quarterback standing on a broken leg. Then, he goes out and executes the kneel down on that same broken ankle. At that point in the game, Bo knew. He knew his season was probably done. Watching the agony on his face on the sideline, it gives me a pit in my stomach. I remember watching it live and thinking, is he crying? What is going on? It wasn't his normal fist-pumping intensity. Then you see the huddle he had with Josh Allen afterward. To have the rest of your team having the best night of their lives while you are silently realizing your journey is over is one of the most gut-wrenching things you could possibly witness in sports. He even did the post-game interview with Tracy Wolfson. She says to him, "We'll see you next week," and he just nods. In his mind, he knows he won't be there. He knows the history of his own body. But what a surreal moment of leadership to stand there, talking about a game next week that you know you aren't going to play in, just to keep a brave face for the team. There were teammates who didn't even know it happened until they saw the news on social media later, just like we did. Bo didn't want to steal their joy. He huddled up, he did the celebrations, he partied with them. I cannot believe that a 25-year-old guy is a better man than I am, but he is. It is genuinely hard for me to picture the Broncos winning it all without him because I love this kid so much. He has changed the culture. Obviously, I still think we are going to win next week. We don't know who our opponent is yet for the AFC Championship, but we are in the mix. The Seahawks look tough, but their quarterback is dealing with an oblique injury. Crazy things happen in the playoffs. But the tragedy is that Bo Nix put this team on his back. In that game against the Buffalo Bills, Bo Nix either ran or threw the ball on 85% of our offensive snaps. That is an absurd statistic. Only 15% of the plays involved other Broncos doing the work. He carried us. And now, I have to look at all the critics. The people on social media who have crapped on Bo all season long. I was so ready to take a victory lap on them. Guys like Benjamin Solak from The Ringer are finally giving Bo his flowers, admitting he is good, and right as they believe, Bo leaves. We don't get to see the guy we have been riding with since day one hold up that trophy. That hurts. Here is the question of the day: can a backup quarterback actually lead this team to a Super Bowl title like Nick Foles did, or is the dream officially over without our starter? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below because I am torn. However, we have to pivot. We have to look at the reality. Sean Payton told Bo that in our lifetime, only 2 rookie quarterbacks have taken their teams to a division championship and were favored to win the next week: Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes. That is the company he keeps. He has the most game-winning drives all season. He has the most in the Super Bowl era for a player 25 or younger. 33 touchdowns. AFC West champs. Number 1 seed. He and John Elway are the only quarterbacks to throw 3 touchdown passes in a playoff win for this franchise. And he did it against the Bills, a team every national reporter picked to beat us. So, where do we go from here? The team has already rallied. They are saying, "We got you, number 10. Sean Payton seemed like he was holding back tears when he made the announcement. You can tell he looks at Bo like a son. But Sean Payton is also the most competitive human being on the planet. He wants to stick it to the world. He wants to pull off what the Philadelphia Eagles did. Remember Carson Wentz? He was the MVP favorite, an absolute game-changer, and he tore his ACL. The Eagles rallied around Nick Foles and won the Super Bowl. We have to remember that Jarrett Stidham is an absolute baller. I have gone back and looked at the tape. I have almost a whole video prepped on this guy. We are talking about 300-yard games in the NFL as a starter. Yes, he is a career backup, but look at who he has backed up. Cam Newton. Derek Carr, Tom Brady. He has learned from the best. Sean Payton told the press, "Watch out." He warned the league. Jarrett Stidham has been chomping at the bit for this opportunity. He handled the transition from being the heir apparent to Russell Wilson to watching the Bo Nix show with total grace. He has been in Bo's corner every step of the way. You know that the second Bo's surgery is done, he is going to be on that sideline as Stidham's biggest hype man. Everyone knows that even if Stidham wins the ring, this is Bo Nix's championship. He built this house. But Stidham has to defend it. There is a crazy storyline brewing here. In 8 days, Stidham is going to be our starter. He could end up going against the New England Patriots, the team that drafted him and then gave up on him. Talk about a revenge game. He has the chance to eliminate the team that cut bait on him when he was actually a serviceable player. Remember, acquiring Jarrett Stidham was the very first move Sean Payton made when he came to Denver. He said in a press conference that he thinks Stidham is better than a lot of current NFL starters. Look at his paycheck, we are paying him like a starter because Payton believes in him. This is a guy who beat Alabama and Clemson in back-to-back weeks when he was at Auburn. He has the pedigree. And here is the competitive advantage I was talking about. At this point in the NFL season, everything is scheme-based. Defensive coordinators use advanced data and even AI to predict plays. They know, okay, when Bo Nix is in this formation, he throws to this receiver 60% of the time. They have hours of film on Bo Nix. Do you know how much film they have on Jarrett Stidham in this offense? 0. Stidham has played one snap this season, and it was a kneel down. Teams have nothing to prepare with. If we play the Texans, or even the Patriots, they are going in blind. Sure, the Patriots drafted him, so they know who he is as a person, but they don't know how he operates in this specific Sean Payton offense right now. Tomorrow, we are going to break down exactly how Stidham makes this work. We'll look at his preseason highlights. He uses the middle of the field differently than Bo. He isn't as mobile, certainly, but he has a cannon. Plus, we might be getting J.K. Dobbins back, which would be huge. If you are a defensive coordinator trying to plan for the Denver Broncos next week, you are panicking. You have nothing to work with. Meanwhile, Sean Payton is at home right now. I guarantee you he isn't even celebrating the win anymore. He is in his lab, cooking up a game plan that caters specifically to Stidham's strengths, knowing the enemy cannot counter it. Payton has an extra day to prepare. He can create a game plan that is completely unpredictable. I genuinely think there is a world where having a quarterback that nobody knows how to plan for becomes our secret weapon. It's a fact, we have a mystery box under center. And that is dangerous for whoever we play. But I have to circle back to the emotion of it all. Even if the Broncos go to the Super Bowl and win, part of me is going to be sad. It's a strange feeling for a diehard fan to admit. Am I alone in that? Am I the only one who will feel a little bummed watching us hoist the trophy without Bo? I'll take a Super Bowl anytime I can get it, obviously. But the vibes are different. This one is for Bo. Sean Payton knows it. The team knows it. No matter what happens over these next few weeks, Bo Nix has given us something to believe in again. He restored the pride in this franchise. We have 2 games left to finish what he started. We have a backup who is hungry, a coach who is a genius, and a defense that is lights out. We are not rolling over. We are going to fight. Bo Nix, get well soon, brother. We are going to hold down the fort while you heal. And to everyone else, buckle up. The script just got flipped, but the goal remains exactly the same. We have a ton to believe in. Let's go get this ring.